Hello and welcome back to All This Jazz, and today I'm gonna be covering ways that we can balance our social and school life. And so for me, as I'm always mentioning on this channel, I go to York University. I'm going to second year, and so there's different stuff I've learned in first year that has definitely taught me ways that we can basically try to balance both and try to maintain a social life while still keeping up with grades and assignments and all this other stuff that's just This is my notes. Okay, so if you see me kind of looking down, it's because I'm referring to my notes, and because I wanted to make this as helpful as possible, but this is just what I've learned in my experience, and so this is kind of more dedicated to first year. And for second year, I'll actually be trying to balance school, work, and a social life. So after that's done, I'll make a video on that to let y'all know how that goes. But let's get straight into it. So the thing about balancing a school and social life is that I feel like there's definitely an importance in separating them and making sure to keep them separate, scheduling your school time and scheduling your personal time and time with friends, calling, all of that. But I feel like there's also ways to incorporate the two. So I'm gonna be covering this topic into two sections. So basically ways to incorporate your school and social life, and then ways to separate them and how to maximize your time with both. So starting with incorporating. So one way to incorporate your social and school life that I've done in first year, and of course this is coming mainly from an online school perspective, but this is definitely applicable to in-person school because this is also for high school students as well, and that is joining clubs. And one thing I say is definitely try to avoid joining too many clubs, because then it's just gonna get overwhelming and it's gonna take all the fun of even being in a club. So if you like sports, make sure to find that sports team and try out and see how it goes. Even if you don't want to do like an official club, like an official sports team of your school or whatever, do intramurals. A lot of schools have intramurals where you can just play for fun, play with friends and all of that. So while you're at school, that's kind of just a way to relax and rewind before you head right back into class. So this is like, honestly, this is what I found is one of the best ways, because one, you get to meet new people, and two, you get to spend time with, maybe if you're joining with a friend, I would definitely recommend joining these things with a friend. And so if you're joining with a friend, then now y'all can enjoy this together while you're at school. And another way to incorporate your social and school life to kind of, as a way of balancing them both, just mixing the two, is events on campus. Now, this is something I'm so sad that I didn't get to experience for first year, but a lot of people that I've talked to that are in their third year, fourth year will say to just relax, and especially as your first year. So for those of you going into first year, this is for you, because there's a lot of Frosh events, there's a lot of Frosh Week meet and greets, or not meet and greets. A lot of Frosh Week meet and greets, a lot of events and ways to meet new people. So definitely use those events to kind of integrate your school and social life. Like, you're already at school anyways, you're already in that setting, you might as well use it to do something you like. And if you love watching sporting events, then definitely check out a local sporting event. Check out your school's basketball team that's playing on Thursday night. Just hit up your friend and be like, hey, let's go down, let's get our face painted, let's wear the school colors, whatever it is, and go watch a basketball game or a football game. Like, I feel like those things are just so, like, that's the college experience, so you might as well incorporate your social and school life that way and take part in those events. So now that we talked about incorporating your school and social life, I feel like there's definitely times when you need to separate the two and take some time for your schooling and then take some time for yourself, your friends, all of that. The first thing, study sessions. The thing that I've found with study sessions is that they are helpful at times, but if you're the type of person that you like to study with friends, try your best to keep your hangout session and your study session separate, because what I've found, especially with online school, I had to do my study sessions virtually, and one of my best friends who goes to the same school as me, we'd talk on the phone. For our study sessions, we do kind of video calling, and what we'd find is we'd work on schooling for like 5 minutes and then it gets sidetracked and talk for like 2 hours about like catching up and all of that. If we're doing like psychology and we're talking about dreams and how people need to take time to sleep, and then I'd be like,
girl, I haven't slept in so long. She's like, girl, I haven't slept in long either.
Just we'd go way off topic. So yeah, so one thing that me and my friend did that helped with distinguishing our study and our chit chat time is doing the Pomodoro method. For those of you who don't know, the Pomodoro Technique is a study technique that breaks up studying into around 25 to 45 minutes of working, followed by 5 to 15-minute break periods. So the thinking behind this is that it creates a sense of urgency that promotes our productivity, but also reminds our brains that, okay, if we just stick to this, we have a break coming up in X amount of minutes. And we kind of did this subconsciously without really saying like specifically that we're doing Pomodoro, but I feel like this would definitely help. So just taking your 25 minutes or your 30 minutes to do just work, and then taking 10 minutes to take a break and chit chat, whatever, step away, and then come back and then do another 30 minutes of just studying. So I feel like separating those times will help to not only get work done and actually have a productive study session, but also those little break times you can catch up with your friend and like get to have those conversations. Maybe it won't be no like in-depth conversation because it's only like 10 minutes, but at least just something that would take your mind off of the work. And it's also just good to take little breaks in between doing work anyways, so you might as well just use that time to chit chat. Why not? In terms of having a social life with yourself, just taking a day or a period in a day that is just for you. If you do like to take your time for you to talk to friends, I guess you can, but I would suggest that it's something that you just do with yourself. And a lot of people do this on like a Sunday morning where they'll have their coffee and sit down and read or paint or whatever it is they like to do. And some people just like to blast music and dance around in their room. If you like to do that, then do that. Like anything that makes you feel like you're enjoying your own presence. So even if you can't take a whole day, just a few hours or whatever. One of the more obvious or more like outward or vocal, I don't know what the word is, like type of advice for balancing a social and school life, but I feel like it's very important, and a lot of times we don't do it. Like for me, I know I sometimes skip out on this, but it's something I'm working on. It's definitely important to still set aside that time for just you and your homegirl or you and your homeboy and just talk and catch up, whatever it is. And so to wrap up this section, and I guess this video, but to wrap up this section of separating your school and social life, try to find ways where you can zone into both, whichever one you're doing. So if you're zoning into your schooling, there's definitely stuff like little things you can do, like creating habits around studying. I also have a video about study habits and stuff that has helped me with studying, but there's different stuff that you can do to kind of get you in that mode. So try to definitely learn yourself and see what works best for you. It's also important to zoning in on your social time, like when you're with friends, just being in the moment. And I'm not saying like being in the moment as in, you know, that you have to necessarily turn off your phone or like, actually no, yeah, I am saying that. I feel like maybe not as extreme as turning off your phone, but definitely try to stay off of your phone, even if you're just using your phone to videotape the moments or whatever. Like I feel like that's different. I feel like as much as it's important to zone in on your school work and all of that, it's also important to zone in on your time with friends and hanging out with those that you love. Yeah, so as I said, next year I'll be trying my best to balance a school, social, and a work life. So I'll tell you all how that goes once all that is done. Sorry if I keep touching my hair a lot. It's a habit. I'm working on it. I did it again. Okay. Anyways, but as I said, I'll try to come back next year with how I try to balance all three, and hopefully I will have my peace of mind by the end of it. But that is it for this video. Thank you for watching, and I hope I'll see you again next time.